Hi guys, so I'm just gonna move this monitor a little out of the way. You guys can probably see me a bit better. Hopefully, I'm just checking that that's helped a bit. Yeah, it has somewhat. Okay, so welcome to tonight's stream. I don't know if we're gonna do any laps. Just take this down as we watch the score going around the track. Welcome to tonight's stream. There's a couple of things that I want to dive into, but before I do, for those that have been following the channel, thank you very much. As you guys know, we're running SimCoach setups. I'm using SimCoach setups. They're very good setups. I prefer them quite a lot to other ones. I'll just find that the SimCoach setups for me work best. So I share their branding on my channel. I don't get paid a cent for it. I actually pay for my setups. I think it's like $7 a month. So they're relatively in line, same price as everyone else, if anyone was wondering. So the topic of discussion is, what is the difference between paid marketing versus advertising for the sake of helping out the community? Just give me a second, I'll be back now. I just need to sort something else out quickly. I just want to see where my... Give me a second, I'll be back now. So you'll see, even there's quite a few of us that offer, well, the SimCoach logos. Duncan also does it, promoting a brand that we use. I'll only promote or request to promote something that I would use. The sim racing community as a whole is all about helping each other. I'm not a driver trainer, so I don't offer lessons. And also, come Solo. Come. For those that haven't met Buddy, this is Buddy. Say hello to everybody. Here's the camera. So yeah, we try and promote things to help others as well, because a lot of the time in multiple people streams, the question a lot of the time is, what setups do you run? Who supplies the best setups? That's always debatable because what works for me might not work for you. And what works for you won't work for me. So that's one aspect of it. The other aspect is there's always tweaking still to be done to the setups. Sometimes they're fine as they are. So I'm trying to move this monitor a little bit more out of the way. And other times you need to change a couple of things on the setup for it to work better, for it to be more safer. Sometimes setups are loose and not everyone can drive loose setups. But I need to clarify the fact that just because I have a SimCoach brand on my YouTube channel doesn't mean I get paid to share their content, or their brand, or talk about their brand in any way, shape or form. I race, as many of you that follow the channel, I race for Thomas Inga Sim Racing Academy, and they don't use SimCoach setups. They use a different company setups. But again, all the drivers will test the setups, they will adjust the setups, and you making your own setups from, it's just giving you a different base to work from, or different platform to work from. That's one aspect. The other aspect is, I've mentioned before that I was considering working on a couple of projects. One of them giving back to the community, charity. Again, I haven't decided whether I'm going to go down that road 100% yet or not. If I do choose to do it, there will be a broadcast stream beforehand, or in one of my racing streams I might bring it up. But I haven't decided yet if I'm going to go down that road, because there are I know of one or two communities that are already based around charities. So they are, and how that works is the money doesn't go to the content creator, the money goes directly to charity. So what they'll do, and something I've thought about, is maybe having a chat to a couple of these charities, rotating them around cancer awareness, men's mental health, women and children abuse, shelters for children, and all pretty much I would be doing is same as a SimCoach, putting their details in the video description, maybe putting their logo in the stream, mentioning, listen, if you guys would like to, you can donate, it's going to a good cause. Again, none of that funding comes to me at all whatsoever. That all gets set up on their end. They just give me the marketing materials and the link to their payout, or their their gateway, or pay gateway, and that will allow people to donate funds to a charity organization. Now, the reason you might be asking why I'm bringing these things up is a lot of the time people think they're just gonna be a YouTube content creator and they're gonna make money. Well, that depends. Are you building a business out of it? Do you have a real world business in the back end that you are starting up, that you are filming different stages and your production and whatever you may be doing? You get a lot of content creators that do run their own businesses and stream or make YouTube videos about them. A lot of them, if you just look for Shopify or drop shipping or how to make money online, or you get all of these YouTube creators that built or building their business and using YouTube, oh that was close, as a advertising platform. That's pretty much what it is, apart from being content creation. Just want to see why my chat, if anyone is in chat, why it's not showing up here. So I see YouTube has got a top fans button now. It's pretty cool. It's a cool function. So again, if when people talk about sponsorships, directly either for their team, which I've done in the past where I was actually the sponsor for my team only, when I ran a team for about a year or so. The content that it upkeeps the content on YouTube, but also the content in-game content, equipment, though it was never that in depth. It would be our racing content, tracks, cars, liveries, pay for. I think we had a special 9-hour Kailami 9-hour livery made. I don't think I have it anymore on this PC. I'll have to look for it. But that was back in ACC days. And then in our racing, R-Factor 2, we had liveries made. But again, that was inadvertently sponsored but not paid for. It was free. There was a guy in the community that would do everybody's team liveries as a gesture of goodwill. You could, if you wanted to. I actually say that the community should actually pay like a, I don't know, 10 Rand a month membership fee, and that 10 Rand gets built up, and the person doing the livery should get a percentage of that, but be that as it may. That's why I've also run leagues. I've run leagues before where the service costs you money. So how some leagues get around that is they will charge you I think it's more like $10, $10 or 12 euros a season per class. Some do it per season, and then you can drive every class, or some will just go just a straight fee, or it's per class per season. To pay for the servers, the practice servers, the race servers, again the equipment, RAM. If they're streaming, they've had to pay for someone to do the stream for them. So there's a difference between, or different category of sponsorship. It can be a free sponsor. I've been a free sponsor before where I sponsored, I think it was 1 month's iRacing membership, as a prize, but I did it anonymously. I didn't want to be mentioned, I just gave it. And yeah, when we got into iRacing and we ran the leagues, technically, if there was someone in the community that I knew that was either struggling or couldn't afford to do a series, I would quietly in the back end, without anybody knowing, community helps community members. Let's just leave it as that. I always believe in helping others. If you help others, it helps just grow the community altogether. Doesn't mean go out and help everybody now and go and throw your money into whatever your hobby is and help everybody. I'm not saying that, but again, there's different forms of sponsors, or if you like to call it for a better word, sometimes if it's no monetarial, even if there is a money, because there's always costs to sim racing. Sim racing is expensive. I'm not even gonna lie about that one. We all know sim racing can be expensive. The gear, I mean, my wheelbase and wheel, my pedals, my rig, my PC, all these things add up. Your content, your tracks, your cars, 11 euros this month, 24 euros that month. What's dollars? So $11 for a track this month, $14 next month for a car. Sometimes you're buying a track and a car and it's like $25. It's like $500-600 a pop. It becomes expensive. But the nice thing is, once you get to a certain amount of content within iRacing, you get a little discount. It's not much. It's like $2 off on a car, and I think about $1 something off on a track. Well, the other way around, I can't remember. But it's concerning to me that certain aspects get taken out of context. I mean, if you have a look at some leagues, big leagues, they are just some good. I mean, we race in the RCI, Race Club International RSS Endurance League. It's paid. It's paid entry. Therefore, there's prizes on the line. Some prizes are big, some prizes are fair. I'm not to say they're not big, because any prize won in a competition is something significant. Not only is it an accomplishment, but it's also time that people have put into coming up with ideas, bringing these opportunities to sim racing, if that makes sense. So getting back to projects, like I'm in discussions of working with charity companies or charity things to try. I may or may not run a one-off as a test. I've been playing around with the idea for a while. Thinking of running a community event. I just don't have the capacity to do it in terms of numbers on my own. On my own Discord. However, with that being said, a little bit of calibration and the right time put into the advertising factor of it, and given it enough time to get to enough people, I'm sure we can look at hosting a, I don't know if I want to do a 4-hour, 6-hour, I don't want to make it too long. I know like so basically, and then they run 12 hours and 24 hours, and then if they do the 24 hours, they say you can do it solo, but then you've got to take like an half-an-hour break to eat something, and you've got to take a break every, I think it's 2 hours to go to the loo or whatever the case may be. It's compulsory pit stops that they build into the rules and regulations and stuff like that to participate. It won't be that in detailed. How's it, Marco? Bad. How's your day? I don't know how long you've been in the chat, but just running through some ideas and planning, and just things that I want to possibly do sometime during the course of the year. Was considering maybe chatting to a couple of charity organizations, cancer, child cancer organization, or men's mental health, or women and children abuse, and see maybe either running a 4 or 6 hour endurance event. I'll obviously pay for the server, but I'd obviously have to chat to a couple of communities to get the numbers. I don't want to make it too long, but yeah, and too complex. It'll just be something basic. I'll probably make an international event so that everyone around the world can join and donate, and if they so choose to. No obligation, but yeah, the option of donating will be there. Again, like I said, I haven't finalized anything, just pretty much an idea. Are you doing any racing this week? I see it's Magna-Core this week in GD3s. I've just literally got the iRacing running in the background, so there's something to watch. I don't know if I'm going to do any laps. I haven't got the energy. Sounds lazy, I know. But there's a spinner. Oh, he skipped his foot flat. Lucky. Any racing for you tonight, Michael? Buddy, enough. Let me just let the dog out quickly. Should we do some laps? Not gonna do any races. Pretty much don't have the energy for that. And maybe do some laps. Oh, she forgot to. I was in the AMG yesterday. I tested the AMG around here. Why does it sound so soft? Let me know the game sound is coming through. But it seems to be very soft on my end. I don't know why. Oh, cold tires, hello. Something doesn't look right. Haha. It's not right. My screen's like not in the correct spot. It's fine, we're not exactly trying to do any fast laps, we're just keeping ourselves busy, I guess. Because I didn't put the monitors in the right places before I started the stream. Yep, the force. That's a South African. He'd actually be practicing Magna Call this week. Feels so weird. My monitor's like off to the right. Quite a bit. My optimal is a tier 3, my base is tier 4.3 in the McLaren, but I do a tier 4 flat in the AMG. Like I said, this feels completely odd because my screens are not aligned properly. So I'm turning in a bit late. Doo-doo, doo-doo.
Thanks, Andre.
Why is the save on low? That was close. Oh, I said it's gonna be interesting. You see, I get the braking on the grass there again. Because what's usually on the right hand side of my screen is now in the middle of my screen. Yikes. So it's a GT3. It's a Mustang, I think. Go through Mustang. Just messing around. I think this Mustang spun a couple of times. To be fair. So it does with a bit of pressure. I'm draft incoming. Oh, holy crap, dude. Why do you come off the throttle? And can I give you a bump draft, Martin? Oh, and then you want to come sit on my ass. Dude, you can do that all you like once. It really makes no difference to me. If he wants to bump draft, I don't mind getting bump draft, but obviously clearly I don't know why you got out of the way. But only if you realize he's not that quick, or if you just scared of being pushed. I have no idea. Some guys like it, some guys don't really mind it too much, and then other guys just outright. If you go if you go in bump draft, and they do exactly that. They either come off the throttle completely, or they get out of the way. It's a tricky part of having the screen like 30 centimeters off to the right compared to how I usually have it. It's gonna be interesting. It's a challenge. You see I'm driving like crap. I'm actually having to look to my right to see where I'm going. Mike, you're not racing anywhere tonight. I'm not trying to drive away, I'm just missing so many fucking markers, it's not even funny. Now you want to come and play Chase the Cat. Dude, I don't know what you're thinking getting on the bar there so early. But let's play. Let's play. Everything's out of my... Why should we look in the middle of the screen? I'm looking at the left corner apex. That's how far out my screen is in terms of alignment. Oh dude, do it. If you can. He tried to do a bump draft there, but he he came in too hot. Now he's backing off. He respawned, I think. No, fuck it, I can't drive like this. Whoa! Holy crap. Yikes. Yeah, I can't drive. My monitors are all out of whack. Unless I move them around, but I really don't have the energy for that now. Guys, so yeah, basically, it was just brought to my attention that if, so getting back to it, because I've got some coach, I use some coaches setups. I pay the monthly subscription. I've tried Go setups, I've tried Half-Flow setups, I've tried BDoc setups, I've tried Coach Dave setups, which I think, if I'm not mistaken, on iRacing is the Go setups. I think they've got both options on ACC, if I'm not wrong. Someone in chat, if they know, they can let me know if I'm correct on that. You got CDA setups and you got Go Fast setups, and they're both off of the Coach Dave user interface, I think. But yeah. So the answer is no. I asked SimCoach for if they allow me to put their banner on my stream, and they said yes. So it's not like there's any I'm not sponsored by SimCoach, I'm not getting paid to promote their brand, nothing like that. However, on the setup, some racing setup scenario, it's a very finicky topic when sharing. I don't share paid setups, and I won't share paid setups because if everyone did that, there won't be recurring business for those businesses. Then all the professional coaches might as well give away their setup for free, because if everyone's gonna do that, so I'm against giving out paid setups. That's why you'll find when I did run leagues and I did run a team, if let's put it this way, if the team was sponsoring the setups, so in other words, if I was paying for the setups, they will be in a locked file, not on Garage 61 and not in Discord, for the main reason of setups being shared with other people that are either not in the community, or I know it still happens here and there, you still hear about it, but I don't like the fact that paid setups or any paid content is given out for free or shared, or I think it's not ethical. I don't do it. If it's a prize, it's a different story. That's fine. That's cool. So like if you're running a league or you're running a community or whatever the case may be, and you say, okay, cool, the top 3 fastest guys will receive a 1-month subscription. That's different because you're gifting it to them. You gifting or you are sponsoring them. It's a prize. It's not a after a month. There's nothing they can do with it unless they sign up for those to receive the setups that come out the next month. So yeah, that's why I don't share my setups in Discord either. It's just something I use. If I make a base setup for something, or I play around with a base setup, and it's not the end of the world if someone gets hold of it, then I'll share it, because it's literally made from literally going into garage, going to iRacing setups, and I take a base setup and I start playing around with this. I don't mind, because everyone's got access to this. But if I decide to make my own changes to this and I rename this, if I'm doing like a community, if I do a community race and I do a setup off of a base or fix app, yeah. So if I run a community service and anyway I put a community race together and I want to make it fixed, I can either make it fixed and use the fix setup, but sometimes the fix setup can be so crap that it's probably better off using the base setup and making a couple of tweaks to it and giving everybody that same setup. Load that setup onto the server so everyone only uses the one setup. You can do that as well. Or if I take a base setup and I play around with the numbers depending on what one's looking to do, and it's just my own play around setups, then yeah, I don't mind too much. Then I might share them in Discord, or if someone asks for a baseline setup that's loose or stable or whatever, I'll share that, but I won't share a SimCode setup or Go setup or D1Doc setup, or because firstly I can't share any of them because they're paid, and secondly, if you're racing in a esports team, you're not allowed to share those setups in the first place. However, people sometimes don't understand. Look, if you're brand new or you're trying to figure something out, that's the thing. Sim racing community, everyone's prepared to help you. Doesn't really matter. In most Discord communities, there's always someone in there that will help you with whatever you're struggling with the setup. They'll guide you to a point. They might share something with you. Or I might share something in terms of input on what you could do. But there are also communities that, and like I've mentioned before, when I ran my own community races and own leagues, I would, if I ran an open series, I would offer the setup. It's your obligation whether you want to take it or not. You don't have to. But they were available. But yeah, it's just a lot of things get misconstrued and misperceived in general, in general public. I've had people tell me, oh, but this one's sharing your setup and that one's... At the end of the day, people are gonna do what people are gonna do. Hence why I don't... I've got them in my game file, but that's what I'm saying. Those that are part of my community that have access, they're the only ones that will be able to use the setup. Otherwise, others won't. Which again falls back to, if that's my decision, I've decided to sponsor then the community, or if you a group of 3 people, and which is where we started, and I was paying for the setups, but I said fine, the team can use the setups because it's to our benefit. But again, and that's why I know a lot of the time the setup you get isn't always a turnkey setup. There is still tweaks and adjustments you need to do. So it's not always a turnkey and race and put in your fastest laps. I'm sure if you tweaked around with it and you knew what you were doing, you could you're either gonna go slower or you're gonna go faster. So yeah, and that goes for pretty much anything. Whether you are looking at doing a charity event and you are promoting the details, doesn't mean that you're receiving anything for it. All you're doing is helping a good cause at the end of the day, like the setups. If I to donate to Young Children Cancer Foundation, that's something that, and they said to me I was allowed to support their donation stuff and share their donation. Whether it's a form you got to fill in, or link to a form you need to fill in before you donate, or whatever, I would do it. Why? Because it's still a good cause. So yeah, you're not sponsoring me, you're not paying me anything, you're paying them who help children that have cancer, or men's mental health, or women and child abuse, or violence, or gender-based violence, or whatever. But again, like we said, nothing's finalized, all in the pipeline. Something I've been thinking about doing. Again, not sure if I am going to do it. It's other commitments. If you're all going to offer to promote those sort of things, there's usually it's just very tricky to stop, especially when you're running banners and advertisements, and then it starts. I would even if I ran a banner in my stream, I wouldn't phase me. You would just have to note when it's coming down, or you would have to just note what time frame that banner is going to be running for. So if you're doing cancer and it's Cancer Aware Month, it'll be there for that month. If you're doing it for men's mental health, then you can run it in the beginning of the year and at the end of the year. Doing something for Valentine's, it's like seasonal. If you do seasonal stuff, then you do something for Valentine's, and you would also promote something during that month, building up to and including Valentine's Day. So again, it's not that we're going to do anything Valentine's Day-ish on the stream. It's just really just throwing it out there. But yeah, you could do a costume stream where you could say you got to paint your face, or face painting stream where you got to have your face painted, and then race with your face that's being painted. Something like that. But yeah, pretty much gonna end the stream there. I've been blabbering on about it for a little bit. I don't know yet. I will let people know before I do something. Then, lastly, guys, on my stream, I haven't put in this description. I don't put in every description. If you want to donate to the channel, usually guys put a buy me a coffee in the description of the link. On my actual main YouTube channel, you'll see there is a confirmation tip. People say buy me a coffee or tip me, or that's really, if you want to, you want to, if you don't, you don't. It's not the end of the world. It does help with the channel. It does help grow the channel. It does help go through bringing out content. It does build up. It's usually run through PayPal, but run through your things generated. Some people run a Patreon page, sell coffee mugs, do whatever, sell t-shirts, sell caps. I've played around with some creations, haven't really gone too deep into that type of stuff yet, but it's not too difficult to set up. It's just, it's not my thing. But like I said, if you guys do want to tip the channel, you're more than welcome to. I actually had a buddy a few years ago. I didn't even know, because I hadn't turned my notifications on, or else it stepped away or something. And I was doing still on ACC at Monza. I think it was a 9-hour race. I was about 5 hours into it. And I only noticed the next day when I when I checked my PayPal that he had actually tipped me like $10 or something like that. It was quite fun. So I actually went on to, I saw the notification from my PayPal. The next day I saw the email and I went and got and looked, and I was like, oh shot. And I said thank you to him, and so things like that's always nice. I don't promote in every single video because a lot of people that watch the content are aware that people can tip. But yeah, you guys are more than welcome to. I usually just ask you guys to hit the subscribe button and hit the like button and tune in for the next race. It's good enough for me. I don't do this as a job. It's not like I wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning and I'm on YouTube the whole day. It's not my main source of revenue. If it was my main source of revenue, you'll be seeing my face from 8 o'clock in the morning till 10 o'clock at night. And then I'll run out of ideas on what to race, where to race, what to do. I'd have to do stream marathons, and yeah. But yeah, just know, if you guys want to, leave a comment if you want me to put the reminder in or put it in the description or whatever. I can do that. That's not a train smash. But I think I'm gonna call it there. I've been blabbering around for about an hour. But yeah, guys, if you're stuck on setups, you think you've tried it, give some coach a try. The guys are very helpful. They actually got a feedback. You join their Discord and everything, and they've actually got a feedback. Where you can give feedback on the setups, and they actually take the community as of inputs. Andy and the guys are very helpful. So yeah, there's that. And yeah, enjoy your guys' evening. I am racing at Magnacore. Sorry, a bit tired. Racing Magnacore next week, Tuesday night. I think it's Tuesday night. Yes, Tuesday night. I think it's a penultimate round of Race Face. I might stream it. I don't know. I might stream it. Just depends on the PC performance and how many cars are on track, and I'll have to do a test run and see. Otherwise I might do a stream on Friday night. I'll check. But stay put, stay connected, hit that notification bell, hit the like button, subscribe, turn your bell notifications on, and we'll see you on the weekend, hopefully. Friday. Friday we'll try to do a stream. We'll do a Friday stream. We'll do a Friday stream. Maybe a Saturday stream. Might be pushing it, but just see how it goes. Cheers everyone. Have a good evening. Thanks for popping in. Don't forget to smash the subscribe button, turn your bell notification on, and leave a comment below. Thank you guys. Cheers. Bye.